It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah, beautiful people. Say, come on, yeah. What you gonna say? Can't love in this world.
We're here today working on Guitar Phil's new single, a song entitled Beautiful People, man. And it's just an awesome song. And we're having so much fun. Everybody just thought they'd come out. The whole family's here, you know, kids and everybody, because we're doing horns today. Lloyd Barry, well-known performer, trumpet player, arranger, who's played on and worked on some of everybody's records, agreed to work with us on this project to do the horn arrangements for it. And man, we're just really excited about it. So that's what we're doing here at Sweetbriar, here in Nashville, Tennessee. Just had a really good meeting also with the owner, Sam, and he let us know that this is our home for working in the future. So as you envision yourself, you know, as an artist, you know, we want you to know that we do it right. We do it first class with Sovereign Music Group, and being the producer on this project also is extra special for me, because it's been a while since I've done a major production like this, and to have an artist like Phil Hughley, we call him Guitar Phil, on the label, as well as a partner, co-producing, all of that. I mean, it's just an awesome thing for us. So, you know, speaking of Guitar Phil, you know, he just walked into the room, you know, he just graced us with his presence. So here's Guitar Phil. Come on, step on in, man.
Yo, what's up,
Step
man?
on in, man.
What's
You
going
got
on,
it,
brother?
You got
How you
it,
doing?
man. Yeah, man, doing
Hey,
good,
everybody,
man.
how you doing?
So
All right.
Phil, we were just talking about, I was just telling them about the fact that we're here at Sweetbriar.
Yeah.
Sam has opened his doors for us to do whatever we want to do here, and I just love the sound. But I wanted you to, you know, just to expound on how it feels for you having a great record, you know, that we're planning, this huge release for you.
Yeah.
As our first artist to be signed to Sovereign Music Group.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're not going to hold back on anything. We're pulling out all the stops, you know, first class, everything. And for you, you know, you're the kind of guy, though, that deserves it all, because you put in the work. You have not only skin in the game, but you got blood in the heart. You know, just a perfectionist, man. And having worked with some of everybody, I know now that you not only have skin in the game, you got blood in the game. And,
Definitely.
so this being your time, your opportunity to shine, and to give the people an awesome message and to share this awesome music.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call you Guitar Phil, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so that being the case, when, you know, between you, Guitar Phil, and the Chank,
Yeah.
you know, we all know what the Chank is, but I want you to talk about that and what it means for you to be the first artist on SMG, to be here recording at Sweetbriar, doing a horn session on this awesome song. Talk to me.
Can you widen out a little bit and get us both in the frame?
Yeah.
That way you don't have to keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, it's great. I mean, it all started with working with you, and you're a legend in this business, man. And it was like, you know, I just want to write with you.
Yeah.
That's how it all started, you know. Just wanting to get a chance to write music with you, because I knew that the sound that I wanted was definitely with what you were doing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's how it started.
Yeah.
But
tell them something about, you know, you've had these, you've been having heart attacks, you've been having
yeah, man.
delayed breath
Oh
reactions.
my gosh, man! This song is
you know,
crazy. It's man. Look, Jesse Boyce is a producer's producer, and this dude is the sound that this guy has it's incredible. It's so big and strong, and it's so familiar. He's just a dance music guy. He knows how to make it do what it do. We call it the loaf. One day we're gonna explain the loaf. We need to make just a video just about the loaf, okay? So that'll be later. But man, I mean, he brought Lloyd Berry in on the session, and everybody that's been a part of it. I've got who we got Ryan Madura playing bass. We got Alex Pachari playing guitar. We got Thad Witherspoon on drums. Kiko Negron is playing keys. Mike Hicks actually is playing keys on this song. He's guesting on keys and playing some solos and playing throughout the whole track. Amazing work. Let's see. We got Crystal Talaferro, the great Crystal Talaferro of Bruce Springsteen and Elton John and Billy Joel. She's playing percussion on this tune. I mean, it's just killers all the way around. Kyrie Northcross and Sam Dukes are playing horns along.
Dismukes.
Dismukes, my bad.
Yeah,
Sam Dismukes,
that's
along,
cool.
of course, with Lloyd Berry, who are doing all the horns on this thing. It's they pull out the stops for the people that's on there,
That's for you, dude.
Man, dude,
best.
it's incredible, man. It feels great. It feels really good because I spent my life, my career supporting other people, working for other artists, and I've been grateful.
For some of them. I mean, I know you don't like to drop names and stuff, but you've been around. So tell us.
I've done different stuff. I mean, most people know me from Ty Tribbett. That's that was the one that I toured with.
Ty Tribbett.
Yeah,
Mr. Excitement.
Yeah. I toured with him for a couple of years. Around the same time I moved to Nashville, I started working with him, and that was great. And most people know me from that. Most of the other stuff, dates.
What was the one thing that you learned from him, just from observation, and then what did he tell you?
Man,
that stuck with you.
Man, what I learned from Ty is follow your gut, man. He was really big on his instinct. Like, if he felt like something was going to be great, if he felt like there was a musician that he needed to kind of bring into his camp, he didn't hesitate to do that because he knew the energy he felt. It didn't matter about everything being perfect or not perfect. It was like if he felt a certain energy, he went for that, man. And
that being said, then if he brought you in, how did he utilize your gifts on the stage?
Man, dude, Ty, everyone he has is from Philly, and I was living in Ohio at the time. He met me because his horn section was like, hey Lloyd, his horn section was like, you need to meet this dude Phil.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to sing with him. Yeah. And he just kind of let me just be as creative as I wanted to be. Ty would even tell me
recordings.
Yeah, recordings, live, everything.
Okay.
It was almost like no difference.
So when you were live, because when I watched you guys on stage, I thought it was the Guitar Field show.
Nah, man.
So
no.
I mean,
but yeah,
you were explaining that he always wanted to position you.
He actually did
on the stage.
He did. I remember he told me when we did Stand Out.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm the newest guy here. He had me like in the middle, and I was like, Ty, man, come on, let me kind of get over on the side. And he said, no, I have you in the middle for a reason. He said because he was like, it's gonna be your time to do what you're doing.
So remember that.
And Ty told me. I remember we were mixing. We're mixing Stand Out, and John Yash was mixing the record. So Ty would come to town and hang out and everything, and I would drive him around if he didn't have my car.
Yeah. So you were never 20 feet from stardom. You were like a couple of feet away.
Man, shoot. Sometimes he would bring me right up with him.
So this guy was the kind of person that would share the stage.
Very
he was
much.
Not intimidated. He was not uncomfortable.
No, not at all.
Insecure, none of that.
If anything, I think Ty I shied away from it way more than he did. Because I was used to. Well, I'm just kind of in the back. He's like, no, I want you. And he would make me make me come out and play. We had one concert. He made me play a solo for about 20 minutes straight.
Okay, now watch this. If that's what you got from Ty. Mm-hmm. Not only from observation and all of that, so that must have have brought that over, because I noticed how you feature the people in your band, like Ken and
Ken and Q, the
Q
singers,
and all of these people, because they're not only just singing background on your record. They're like stepping up and doing all kinds of runs. And like you're sharing that
definitely
with them.
He definitely taught me to share love, because Ty understands his gift, and he understands. Look, I have a gift, and other people who have gifts like mine. This is a sharing thing. He's not insecure about who he is. He knows who he is. So this thing was like, look, the more that I feature other people, the better it makes him look, and it makes us all work together. He knows everybody wasn't gonna stay with him forever. He pushed us. I think he kind of pushed us out the nest. Got us somewhere and pushed us out the nest. He said, this video is gonna change your life, and I want to make sure it does.
I love that philosophy. In that once you make it, then you also take care of the next generation.
Yeah, man.
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
You had someone else standing back here, just checking out the pool back there. I don't know if he's gonna jump in the pool or if he's gonna come on camera or not. But I'm gonna share it and let him come over, and we're gonna let him stand in the middle and talk about what he's experienced. Because this is how I met you. See, this is the guy that talked to me for 3 or 4 years, saying that I needed to meet you, and when it finally happened, it was like magic time. So this is Thaddeus Witherspoon,
Rodney Alloway of Aloysius, North Kentucky.
That's right.
By the way, of Tupelo, Mississippi.
From Mississippi. Amen. But he brought that Mississippi funk with him, So tell us about your journey with Phil Hughley in Nashville, and how you guys got to this point.
Well, I met Phil in 08. It was late 08. And he was out with Ty, and he asked me to be in this rock group that he started. And
I believe it.
I was like, I don't play rock, And he believed in me, so
I was like, yes, you do.
Right. So
you'd be a great rocker.
We got really close, and we started working in church and stuff like that. And I don't know what he's doing, but but anyway, it's been great working with Phil. He's like family to me. He took me and my wife in when we came, and
they was homeless. They didn't have nowhere to stay.
On the streets.
They stayed at our house. We just can't get these folks to leave.
But I met him, and we got really close. And Jesse was actually the first musician I met here in Nashville after meeting Phil. I met him at Guitar Center, and time went on and on, and we actually got together later, and now we're here.
So you guys started working in church together.
Yeah.
And then the vibe from there became a collaboration.
Right.
Yeah, like I started everything I was producing. I was like, man, I got to get Dad a part of it, whether it was playing drums or not. Because Dad doesn't just play drums; he plays keys. He won't admit it, but he plays keys, and his thing is
stop shaking your head now.
he thinks really differently. So it's like you always want to bring somebody else in who has another angle on what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I always had him around for nothing else, just another spin on some things that we're doing creatively. So yeah.
So I understand that you guys were kind of like really close, because you could talk to Dad about things that you were concerned about, whether it was church stuff or it was business stuff, and it was kind of like this brotherhood thing that happened where you had somebody in your camp that you could initially trust, not knowing a lot of people in Nashville.
Yeah. It's like he became like family fast, because we didn't have family here either. And the first year I was here, my wife had nobody to hang out with. I'd be on the road with Ty. She called me crying, honey, when you come home? Because I want to go out and look at the fireworks and all that stuff. I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm feeling bad. And when they came, he and his wife just kind of. They started all kind of coming around and hanging. We just, they didn't just come around us. We were all hanging out together. And when we would hang out together, it would just be really, really cool. So,
Right.
So then this musical blend of magic that happened between a guitar player and a drummer.
yeah.
You know.
Because I play drums too, and I'm very hard on drummers.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so hard on drummers because I play, and
Yeah.
when I don't hear what I like to hear, I'm just like, cool.
How did he end up being your guy?
Well, when I heard him play the first time I heard him, literally we were fooling around at church after service, and we just started doing this little fusion thing, and Jason Harden was playing bass. He's like out with the Fray now.
Yeah.
He got on drums, and we just went into this Alan Holdsworth trio type thing. I'm just happy. And within 2 measures, I was like, this dude's a really good drummer.
Yeah.
Because I could just hear from his timing.
Yeah.
I hear from his reflexes are so fast, and that creates while he plays. I love drummers that got great time, but you can create. It's more than just playing 8th notes and 16th notes and quarters.
Okay.
Make music on your instrument,
right.
and that it's not just he's not chopping all over
Yeah.
the place, improvising. He's making
He's
music.
pocket.
Extremely pocket. And
We used to
reminding
call
me-
it fatback drumming.
Yeah.
Meaning that you know where the one is
Every day.
and you play to and fro on the snare regardless of whatever
Yep,
else is going
yep,
on,
yep.
so that people can actually dance or enjoy what you're doing.
He's a dance drummer. That's
I know you
what
can play 6/8 and 7/4
Yeah,
and
crazy
7/9
times.
and all of that.
Yeah.
But then this commercial aspect of your playing, where when we recorded this record, it reminded me of some of the guys that I've played with in the past, who were excellent recording drummers. That part was interesting to me also because it was our first time actually coming together to do a project among the three
Right,
of us
right.
on Beautiful People.
Yeah, yeah.
And after you learned the song, you walked in the studio, no chart, right? Like we
Right.
used to do back in the day, muscle shows, but point being is no chart. We counted off, you have all the accents down, and you playing all this other stuff, and I'm still feeling it.
Yeah.
It's still loafing. It's right there, and I'm like, how, okay, I knew he could play, because we've done church gigs before. So, what to you, your connection to this song and your experiences in life and this music that goes back to stuff you grew up learning,
Right.
It all seemed to culminate in this song.
Yes, I actually grew up in church, but my uncle had a record store also, and my dad was an old school DJ, so I would hear church on Wednesdays. Thursday I would hear LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane. Then Friday I would hear Average White Band, Shaka Khan, and Gap Band. So this music actually speaks to me because it's natural to me. Jesse actually brings it out in me because he knows what's in me that I don't know yet. So he should bring it out in me. So that's how I'm from Mississippi. So it actually all works together.
Thank God I still have a
The dirty-
producer's gig. That's what we do.
Oh man, you
We
doing more than
just
that.
stay out of the way and pull it out and let you do what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my story. I'm from Dirty South, Mississippi, cotton fields, and fried chicken and fish, whiting
Yeah.
on the white bread.
On white bread.
chicken.
Some folk might think negatively about what you just said, but in reality, some of the best talent came out of cotton fields.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I recall Percy Sledge, who
That's right.
told us, that he used to sing out in the cotton fields, and he came out straight out of the cotton fields into the studio, and from the studio to the stage, and he's had one of the longest running careers on a couple of songs.
Yeah. Just
You
a
know.
couple. Daddy started in the cotton field.
Yeah, so then your social economic location does not prohibit you from exploiting or exploring your full human potential. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So that being said, then what do you think is the potential for you guys as Guitar Field and the Chank?
Man, I think potentially, yeah, that's right. Man, I think the sky's the limit for us. We can go anywhere that we want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that God will give you an idea to do something and it's just like it goes nowhere. I don't believe that. Why would he waste his energy, waste your energy to tell you to do something and go somewhere? I grew up in church and he's saying, well, do something different.
Yeah.
Do another sound. So all that we've been putting in with this record, all the people, the way we got it, and it's coming from a lot of what I had growing up. It's almost like I went full circle back to me as a kid, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio. It's not the dirty South, but it's the grimy North. It's rough. Cleveland is hood. And growing up in Cleveland and on Buckeye and the barbershops and beauty shops and Luke Easter Park and all the funk and all the stank in the air, all that, concrete jungle, that stuff makes music. It pulls things out of you that make you want to dance. It's just, I say all the time, I don't think you can really have great urban music if the person who's made it didn't come from kind of a grimier environment. That dirt makes something out of us. Not saying you can't make good music. It's that soul music.
That's what the Bible says.
Man,
It says that God took some dirt.
Well,
Mixed it.
Yeah.
But here again, you didn't stay in the dirt.
No, I didn't.
Because your mindset, I understand, was one where you had parents who were disciplined, professionals, and you went to West Point for a while.
I did.
Yeah. So, with that structure and discipline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit more about that and how that correlates with the way that you organize your business, your music,
Sure.
your whole vision for
Yeah.
Guitar Field and the Champ.
Got you. I graduated high school and I got into West Point. My brother was already a cadet there, so I got in, and it was one of those things, kind of life-changing situations, and I was doing it and I loved it. And during my sophomore year, I realized music was what I always wanted to do. Music was what I loved to do all my life. And for me, to be a musician, I knew way deep down inside that really was my call. So I had this awesome scholarship there. You kind of only get in there through scholarship. So I had to let all that go just to come back home for a chance. Not even, nothing was guaranteed, but a chance to do music for a living. And I chose that route instead of serving in the Army, going in as an officer, decided to come back home. And but all that I got at West Point, it really taught me a lot about discipline. It taught me about working hard. It really taught me about facing my fears. You're forced to deal with things that you would be afraid of and not just confront them, but overcome them. So when I get in front of an audience, it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. If I flub a line, if I mess up something, I have to be in a position where, so what? It's just there. You have to be able to keep rolling. West Point taught me a whole lot about that. Working hard under pressure, working well under pressure, and being able to get the best out of a situation. It taught me leadership, how to kind of assess situations and work quickly, be able to make stuff happen. Definitely taught me how to get up early in the morning, work late nights, and push myself beyond whatever boundaries I thought I had. So I welcome challenges in my life all the time. So to go from, being a gospel guy into a soul,
Don't forget to do some interviewing.
do it like going to the soul pop thing, totally different world. I wasn't afraid of it because West Point really helped me to deal with that. And, it has taught me a lot of structure in my life and how to continue to pass that down to my friends. So, that's pretty much a little bit of what that was, I guess.
Reach back and give some love away and make it real beautiful this time.
Beautiful people.
Beautiful people. myself because baby I'm sexy. Going to a barbecue, got up and got dressed. Now we out riding, front seat reclining. The sun is out shining, my pizza's out dining. Remember black parties, a double dutch contest, dancing with a boombox, playing till sunset. Cause if we get together, it's a family reunion. Beautiful people, you know how to do it.
Jason White?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing stolen, man.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's all out there.
It's all,
you just
it's
put
all
it
out
there.
there, yeah.
You know.
I love how he acts it, you know. He might have got it from you.
Party up in here.
Don't tell him where I got it from.
Right, man.
Jerry Hay.
Right.
Fred Wesley.
It doesn't mess up well. Kind of share your feelings about, you know, working on this tune.
Yeah, man, it was a fresh song for me, first of all, because, you know, I do so much gospel stuff. And, you know, after doing so much gospel all the time, you know, it sounds all the same, you know, quite a bit. So being able to do, you know, go back to my roots and do some R&B stuff, man, it's just, you know, it's just refreshing, and it's just so easy to work on. You know, sometimes you get some music you can work with, but you got to labor at it. You know, other things you get it, and things just flow. You know, because I mean, you feel the groove, and you know, just ideas just come and they just flow with it, and that's what happened with this song. You know, It was long, but it didn't matter because, once you got off into it and you started grooving with it and hearing different things, different sections of it, it was just, man, it was just nice to work with, something different. And, a fresh approach and, your vocals, what you're saying, your lyrics and things that you're saying and everything. And it made my work easy. It made it easy for me.
Right. Yeah. So how did you first start to work with Jesse Boyce?
Ooh. We go back to probably 1976 when I first came to Nashville, and right after I graduated from college, and there was a group called Bonham Company, and originally I think Kush was in the group, and then I think Kush left to join the Horny Horns and Parliament and all that stuff. Yeah. So then I came into the group, and so when I was in the group, I would hang with them when they would go down to muscle shows. They were cutting, records for themselves, Group Bottom Company, and plus they were doing other acts. I think Gary Babb, just different people that they were working with, and I would just hang, and I got to meet the Muscle Shoals Horns down the Muscle Shoals, and in fact, I got a chance to do some sessions with them, and they would call me, I would come down and work with them a bit. That's why the sound that I use today, I like that Muscle Shoals sound with the two trumpets, the saxophone and Barry sax. That Barry sax, man, that's because I like Earth, Wind, and Fire horns, but once I got the chance to work with the Muscle Shoals horns with that Barry in the section, man, I was hooked.
Yeah, that's your signature.
That's my signature sound.
Barry
That's
yeah. The funny Barry,
Yeah.
Lloyd Barry,
Yeah.
baritone. That was your signature, man.
But I got that from playing with the Muscle Shoals horns, working with them and having that 5-piece horn section, and just growing up and then getting into a lot of the gospel stuff. It just worked.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Yeah.
And like I said, but I also like what Earth, Wind, and Fire was doing. I like Chicago horns. They all had different horn sounds, but for what I was doing, that Barry sax just seemed to just make that gospel thing for me just work.
Yeah.
So.
So what do you think? What do you think that how this song can kind of impact radio and things like that? What do you see?
Well, I hope that it can bring back the music the way it used to be when I was growing up. Music real music with real stories, with real musicians, actually playing, and stuff that sounds good, it feels good. Stuff that you want to hear, and I hope that stuff can come back because the generation of musicians that's coming up now. You get a computer, put in a beat, find a sample here, sample there, and a lot of stuff ain't real.
Yeah.
And I miss that. Growing up with that, and knowing that's how you learn music, and that's what you think about music. When you hear, sample this and sample that. It's nice and it's good, as far as technology goes. But as far as the art form goes, for me growing up, it's musicians playing music.
Yeah.
And I miss that. And you see these one-man bands out there with everything programmed and they, all that kind of stuff. That's great for a minute, but still.
Yeah, it gets old.
That gets old.
Yeah.
And it just, you got to see how the real thing and the real thing.
Last question, real quick. What has been your experience, working with Guitar Phil, and how do you, think about working with him as an artist and everything?
Oh man, I think that he needs to be out there, the way artists were out there back in the day. You have good songs, you have good music, you have good artists that are out there and they're performing. They're performing live, they're doing this stuff, and you don't have people that are just made artists that can sing a little bit. You use auto-tune to tune up their vocals and all that kind of stuff, and all they're doing is just performing. I think a lot of stuff nowadays is all visual.
Yeah.
With the videos and all that kind of stuff. If you look good and all that kind of stuff, you can get a record deal.
Yeah.
Like some of these girls that look good can't sing a lick.
No.
And then some of the girls that can sing don't look that good, but they can't get the deal. But to me, it's about the realness, it's about the music, it's about performing live, and that, I guess that's old school. I'm an old school guy. I am what I am. So I'm not ashamed of it because I enjoy what I do. I think what we do has a validity that I don't think needs to die. Because I think you know, the music that we played back in the 50s and the 60s, 70s. I mean, you know, 50 years from now, I think that music is still good. You know, some of this stuff today, some of it's good. I mean, not all of it's bad, but you know, I can't see it being a classic 50 years from now, like some of the stuff, you know, back in the day's classic. I mean, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Thank you very much. Let me get you guys real quick. Yeah, man. So, man, how's it been working with? Well, how'd you meet Phil?
How did I meet Phil? I met Phil through, I think I met Phil through Teron Hamilton, actually. I don't even remember what we were doing. It was some, I don't even remember what the gig was. You remember?
Huntsville.
Huntsville, that's what it was. We did a little jazz set down in Huntsville. Never met Phil. We didn't rehearse anything, just walked in on the gig, and we played the gig, and the cat Phil on good. It's funny that his name is Phil because he feels everything. Like, you know, we play a horn line. He like, oh, this sounds good. He played a horn line, you know, harmonizing the horn line. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then he plays, and he gives you just enough to where it's easy for you to just go anywhere you want to go with it. You know what I'm saying? If he's playing a rhythm, you can play a line on top of it. If he plays a line, you can double on the line and never even know that it was a guitar player that started the line. You know, a lot of players, like Lloyd earlier was talking about people program music and stuff. You know, you can listen to me and be like, a horn player didn't arrange that. You know, that's, you know, but Phil, he plays a line and be like, that sounds like something a horn would actually do. You know, so, you know, God chose, God gave him the perfect name. Well, his parents gave him the perfect name with Phil, because the boy got Phil like it ain't no other.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this song, Beautiful People, man? What is it like working on it?
Hey, it's beautiful music made by beautiful people with a whole bunch of beautiful people in the studio making it happen, you know. Today was the day that we recorded. My first time hearing the song was late last night. Came into the studio and it sounded good listening to it, but you know, the title is fitting for the song because beautiful people, they can just walk in the room and just make you feel good. You know, you ain't have to say, they don't have to say a word, anything like that. So we started recording the song, and you know, it was like,
hello.
you know,
hello.
you just feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spirit just come upon you, man. So y'all be looking out for that tone, Beautiful People, by the great Phil. You gonna fit it.
Thanks, man.
What's up?
Saying all right, man. Get you, man.
Are you gonna get me next?
Yeah.
All right.
So, you know, what was it like working with Lloyd and Jesse and Phil on Beautiful People,
Well,
doing this tune?
for me, like I said, working with these guys, it was just natural. I just felt like sooner or later we was gonna do something together. Cause like I said, I met Jesse, you know, first before I knew who Lloyd was. I heard the name, just never met him. But I knew Jesse before I met you, before I met Phil, or before I met even Lloyd. But you know, it just they had that kind of personality, kind of spirit. Like, okay, man, you know, one of these days things gonna hook up and we all gonna work together. It's gonna be cool. And it's just been one of those things, man. So like I say, it's good to work with Phil. I met Phil the same time that Kyrie did on the Huntsville gig that I wasn't even supposed to be on. My gig fell through, so I came down and played. And I was like, all right, you know, and I heard him play. And I'm real particular about guitar players, but you know, Phil can do lead, Phil can do rhythm, you know, and I like a versatile guitar player. And he don't get in the way, he don't try to play too loud, and, you know, he just fits right in. And so I was like, okay, great, and I met him and everything. Turned around and met him on another gig. I was like, man, this okay, cool. Well, we knew each other then, you know, so it was like, well, man, you know, I like the way you play. I want to get you on a couple of things. I said, okay, well, you know, you make it happen. All you got to do is call me. I'm there, you know. It wasn't never talk about money because, like I say, for me, when I run across not so much good musicians, but just good-hearted people, you know, it ain't a matter of money for me. It's just, let's go ahead and make some music. And I just like working with him. The same thing with Lloyd. I met Lloyd playing with Jimmy Church. That was my first time meeting him. I told my partner, I said, hey, man, I'm playing this band with Jimmy Church, man, trumpet player, Lloyd Barry. Lloyd Barry? I said, yeah, you know, Lloyd Berry? The Lloyd Berry? Yeah. I said, man, you don't know who Lloyd Berry is? I said, I heard the name. He said, man, he the one that wrote all these horn lines for, all these guys. I said, oh. I said, man, he pretty cool, man. He just down to earth. He ain't, you know. I said, well, yeah, that's what I'm playing with. Man, you got to get me on that gig. I said, I don't know what to tell you. but like I said, the first time I worked with Lloyd, he didn't say much. We was just in the section, and I'm listening, trying to pick up what he doing and listening to everything. And like I said, my first time working with it worked. And he liked the way I did things and liked the way I heard parts and just picked up on things. And he said, well, look, man, he said, I'm using a couple things, I said, okay, and just so happened, before we even did this, we went on a gig to Utah. And, there I was, and me, him, Lloyd, Lloyd, and Kyrie playing together. So, I mean, like I said, he got a good spirit about him. He's a good cat to work with. And so, I just love working with him. It's just one of those things. So, and then as far as just working on his song, he let me listen to the song yesterday, matter of fact. And I listened to it, I said, well, shoot, this is good. It's got a good groove. I can feel this, So, whatever you're writing, it's just gonna fit right in. And came in and did it. And I mean, it was fantastic. It's just, for me, I like playing music that's gonna, not so much make the listener feel good. I mean, but me as a musician, as a player, I like to feel good playing it. Ain't nothing worse than playing some music you don't really feel. But it was just a good experience. So.
Got you. Cool. And let me get a picture of all y'all together.
You ain't a picture, right? Plenty of records that you on, but we never hooked up like that. We worked for some of the same producers at times, obviously. But to actually hook up, and I've been in Nashville 7 years. You've been here, what, 30 years?
Been here since '76.
Okay, yeah. So you've been here over 30 years, and all this time we're just now meeting, hooking up, working together this year, and it's pretty amazing that I kind of got to meet you and hook up with you on my own merits, and it's like, wow, man, getting to work with this dude, it's incredible, to work with a guy I grew up listening to all this stuff, and he's doing the horns of my record, man. That's huge, man. So, you're going to have to just let me get this one out and say, look, the great Lloyd Berry. After this record, you won't have to hear it. We won't say it anymore. Right. He'll just be Lloyd Berry. But it's
Lloyd Berry is just fine.
It's a pleasure, man, to get to work with you because you have such an iconic sound. And to say, hey, this dude is doing horns on my album, it means a whole lot, and it makes everybody else who's actually working on the record puff their chest out a little bit more, like, wow, this is serious, Lloyd's doing the record, man. That's pretty awesome. And for you to just be just as great as you are, man, to arrange the horns and to do all that you've done to make this music work, man. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, man. And as we go further, I know this is just a relationship that's beginning. And it's really cool, man. Lloyd Berry's working on the record. Right?
Thank you, man. I'm glad that you called me, and I'm glad to be a part of this. Like I said before, doing stuff like this, it's so refreshing, for me, because it just reminds me of the old school music that I used to do, the old R&B stuff when I was growing up and all that kind of stuff, because I do so much gospel music, which I enjoy, but, people think that, that's all you can do is gospel music. Yeah. But, I've had the chance to do some stuff for Patti LaBelle. She did a big band record this year. So I did some big band stuff, which people don't think, that I can do all that kind of stuff. Because all they hear is gospel all the time.
Yeah.
But, doing the big band stuff, doing your stuff. And
you done stuff with Aretha
done some things with Aretha. Do a lot of live dates with her when she comes here in the Nashville area.
Yeah.
Nashville.
So you've been listening to the CDs, you'll never get to
I know that's right.
say it right,
Somebody choked the note there, didn't they? Yeah, get that, get this one. There we go. There we go.